Hi everyone, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I'm Diksha Ma'am, your chemistry master teacher. So, students, today this session is for basics that you're going to use in your physical chemistry. So, one very important thing is log anti-log, right? So, as you can see on the title of the session also, it's log anti-log. So, log anti-log, you, ma'am, where we will use log anti-log, right? We are not from maths background, right? So keeping in mind that you are not from maths background, you have not studied trigonometry, all these things, this session automatically becomes very, very important for all of you, because to gain marks in physical chemistry, you need to have full confidence on log and anti-log, because in your questions of electrochemistry, chemical kinetics, equilibrium, thermodynamics, in all these, like you will see formulas where log is heavily used, right? And even anti-log, right? Now, next topic that we are going to talk about is graphs, right? Graphs, linear graphs, non-linear graphs, because what they ask you in physical chemistry, they will give you some equation, and the graph corresponding to that equation can be asked to you. For that, you need to know for what kind of equation, what kind of graph we draw, right? So these two things we are going to talk about in today's lecture. Let me know in the chat box if you all are ready for the video or not. Yes, students, Kapi, Harini, Hema, Thamin, Lafta, Devra, are you all ready for this? Yes. So let us start the session. But before that, one very, very important information for all the students here, that students, we have very, very good scholarship offer for you, that is IVSAT scholarship program. Basically, in this program, this is instant Vedantu scholarship aptitude test. You have to give a test here, and based on the marks of that test, you can avail 90% scholarship in our offline and online courses, right? So here you can see batch is already starting soon, and so for that, to get enrollment into it, right, apply for this. How to apply for this? In the description box, there will be a link for registration to IVSAT for offline seats, right? Apply to that, give the test in online or offline. I would prefer offline, right? Now, for all the repeaters here, we are also giving you guaranteed rank improvement, or 100% fees refund will be there, right? That means we are taking this responsibility that yes, your rank will definitely be improved, right? Otherwise, 100% refund will be there, right? That means we definitely have confidence on our teachers, on our content, right? You can see the results also of Vedantu, right? Now, if you see this here, that is your JP Nagar Bengaluru Center address and number. For all the students who are from Bengaluru or Karnataka, right, they can, visit this center, right? They can even talk and call on this number, talk to the counselors or the teacher. You just need to tell that, okay, I'm from Vedantu NEET English. And students, if you are from somewhere else, right, then don't worry. We have our offline centers in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Punjab, Maharashtra, Delhi, Bihar, Odisha, Rajasthan, Pondicherry, Karnataka, and Uttar Pradesh, right? So you can see, locate your nearest Vedantu offline center, go and visit it, talk to the teachers, because your future is in your hands, right? So you only can actually opt for the good decision, and we are providing you 90% scholarship here. So first step would be opt for the Vedantu's IVSAT scholarship test, right? Okay. Is it free, ma'am, the IVSAT? Yes, it's completely free, right? You just need to register yourself. There is no fees to register yourself to the IVSAT program, right? Register yourself. After that, based on your aptitude, based on your marks, you will be provided with the scholarship, right? If you get really good marks, then obviously you can avail up to 90% scholarship. That's the benefit, right? Okay. Okay, students, so shall I start with the class, everybody? I can't see your Josh, I can't see your energy, right? Everybody, I can't see your energy, I can't see your Josh. Already enrolled in Vedantu Center, that's great, that's great. Okay, so now let's see this. First is we are going to talk about log and anti-log, right? Log and anti-log. So for log and anti-log, you need to understand what is log. Okay. So first thing is where it is used. It is used in electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is a chapter of class 12. It is used in chemical kinetics formula. Chemical kinetics formula, right? It is used in equilibrium chapter also, and thermodynamics. This is like where almost every other question is based on this, right? Maximum it is used in these, but otherwise in other chapters also it can be used, right? Maximum you will use it in between these chapters of physical chemistry, right? Of physical chemistry. Now, let us understand what exactly is log, right? So, if you talk about log, right, I'm writing here what exactly is log. What exactly is log? So, everybody, let me know in the chat box what is log. What do you mean by log? See, simple thing is, if I ask you to find out the value of 2 raised to power 0, you will say, ma'am, 2 raised to anything raised to power 0 is always 1. That should be in your head if you are doing physical chemistry numericals, that anything raised to power 0 is always 1. Right? That is, ma'am, 1. 2 raised to power 1, ma'am, that is 2. 2 raised to power 2, that is, ma'am, 4. 2 raised to power 3, that is, ma'am, 8. If I ask you 2 raised to power 1000, right? You have to multiply 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 1000 times. And that is where log will help you, right? That is where log will help you. See, if you take the log of 2 raised to power 1000, this value easily you can solve with the help of properties of log, right? That's where to find to make difficult calculations easy, we make the use of log. That's why your formulas, they all are in log, right? Now let's understand how many types of logs you have. Okay, that was the reason that why log was needed, right? Now let us understand how many types of log you have. How many types of log you have? See, basically you have so many types of logs, right? Log base 2, if you say this is log, and the base, this is called the base. That is written here, right? That is called the base. Now, if I simply say that this is log base E, right? This is log base 1. This is log base 2, log base 3. So many logs can exist here, right? But for us, 2 logs are important. One is, here I am liking infinity, right? So many logs can exist, but for us, 2 logs are important. That is log base E and log base 10. This log we are going to talk about. This log we are going to talk about, right? These 2 logs we are going to talk about, log base E, log base 10. Log base E is also called ln, that is called a natural log. That is called natural log. Okay, and this log base 10, right? In the base you have the value that is 10, right? Okay, 2 logs we have that are useful for us. One is natural log, that is also represented by ln, that is log base E. What is, ma'am, E? E is the exponential. E is exponential. Okay, E is exponential, right? This is the term of mathematics that is called exponential, right? So that is clear, no? That is clear to everybody. Now I'll talk about only these 2 logs, log base 10 and log base E, right? First thing is, ma'am, how to convert log base 10 to log base E, right? How to convert log base 10 to log base E. Conversion of, or you can say relation between log base 10 and log base E. Because the formulas that you will see in physical chemistry, they will be in log base E. That is the natural log. You have to convert that into log base 10. Sometimes they will ask you graph related to log base E only. Sometimes they will ask you graph related to log base 10. So for that, you really need to understand what is exactly the relation between log base E and log base 10. If you see log base E is equals to 2.303 log base 10. Right? Log base E equals to 2.303 log base 10. Let's say any random equation I'm picking up, you have ln of, let's say, T2 minus ln of T1. Right? Anything I'm writing here. Now this is natural log of temperature 2 minus natural log of temperature 1. Now we know the values of log that I will tell you to solve it in the exam, that we know for log base 10. We don't know the values of log base E, that we have no idea on. We know the value of log base 10. That's why we will convert it into ln of, or you can say just take 2.303 log base 10 T2 minus 2.303 log base 10 T1, right? That's how you're going to convert it. That's how it will be useful to you, right? That's how it will be useful to you. Now, once we know the relationship between log base 10 and log base E, right? What is the next thing that we can do? To understand what are the properties of, log, right? What are the properties of log, right? What are the formulas that you apply here, right? So for that, we will understand the properties of log. Okay, students? Those students who are present here, kindly let me know in the chat box, because this becomes very, very irritating for a teacher also to teach when the chat is so slow, right? If you don't want me to take up classes here, I can't explain this again and again in every session, be it class 12 session, be it class 11 session. The kind of environment that you guys create in the class is super, I would say, so stagnant that the teacher will also lose the energy to teach you, right? If you actually want to make these sessions really like this much boring sessions, then I can't do anything about it. All I can do is be a robot and teach you here. And at one point, I will stop teaching on YouTube and I'll rather teach on the batch only, right? I'm already teaching the DNA batch, right? So I don't need to teach here, right? Students are already learning there. But still, for our YouTube students also, we want that, okay, let's provide them whatever we can, right? If this is the answer that I get from you, then we will stop taking classes here only. We will take one class in 1 week. That would be enough for us, right? We will give more time to DNA batch students, isn't it? That would be better than us, better than that. Ma'am, in NEET, will they give any NEET book? No, they will not provide you any book, right? Then it becomes very, very easy for you, right? Definitely, why I have taken, if they provide you book, then I will never take this lecture only, right? Why I'm taking this lecture? Because book will not be provided to you. You need to either, maybe, I don't think so. If they want to increase the level of NEET, they will even give you log 2 is this, log 3 is this, that you should remember only, right? Because in NEET, nowhere they have written that they will give you in brackets what is the value of log 2, log 3. That you should remember by yourself, right? So now let us understand, from now to till the end of the lecture, right? If I am asking you, is that clear? Respond. If you're not responding, then I'll think about whether I should take lectures on YouTube. In fact, we should take lectures on YouTube or we should not, right? Okay, then we will think about it. But if you genuinely respect the teacher, using full energy for you on this platform, then, and providing you education for free of cost, then you at least can respond, right? If you have hands, it takes 1 second to respond, right? It's not that of a big deal, right? Okay. Properties of log. Properties of log, let's talk about. Now, first major property of log is log of m plus n. Okay, or you can say, okay, let's talk about log of, yes, m multiplied by n, log of m divided by n, right? That is the second property. Third property is, let's talk about log m raised to power n. Okay, let's talk about these three properties of log. Yes, students, let's talk about these three properties of log. Right? Thank you. Now, if you multiply something, remember whenever you multiply something, after applying the property, when you, if let's say you have 3 into 2, right? You apply log of this. Then the answer will be log of 3 plus log of 2. That would be your answer. Okay. So that means when you multiply two terms, the answer would be log of m plus log of n. Now, when you divide two things, the answer would be log of m minus log of n. When you divide two things, right, in the division. Now, third property is, if it is m power n, okay, it is m power raised to power n, then this power will come in front here. It will be n log of m. That is going to be the answer. That is n log of m. So answer will be n log of m. That is clear? Okay. Now, first property log m multiplied by n, second log m by n, third is log m raised to power n. Once we are clear on this thing, we will understand that how to apply these properties, right? But before that, you need to understand one thing, that some values of log. Now, one student was asking that, ma'am, will they provide the log table? They will not provide the log table, so you have to remember some values of log, right? So one by one, we will understand the values of log. So if I talk about, let's say, I'm talking about log of this, the whole that log I am writing, no? This whole is log base 10, log base 10. So if I am not writing log base 10, I am talking about log only, right? Even if I am writing only log, that means I am writing log base 10 only, right? So don't get confused that, ma'am, which base you are talking about. Log base 10 only I am talking about here. Now, log 1 value, right? Then what is the value of log 2? Then log 3. Then the value of log 5, right? Then the value of log 7. Then the value of log 10. See, first thing is the value of log 1 will be equals to 0 when it is log base 10. The value of log base 10, 1 is equals to 0. And the value of log base 10, 10 is equals to 1. Okay. And for this property, I'll tell you one very, very important property here. For this thing, I'll tell you one very, very important property here only. That is, this property is log of x. That means if the base is also x and you are solving the value also x, then it is going to be 1. For example, log of e is 1. Log of 1 is 1. Log of 2 is 1. Then you have log of, then you have log of 3 is 1. Log of 10 is 1. That's how log of base 10 is 1. Okay, because of this property, that if base is same and the value is same, the value that you are calculating log for, that is same, then the answer is going to be 1 here, right? And here what you have here, because you are calculating the value of base 10. Okay, so I'll just write here base 10. All the students who are still confused about it, we are calculating the value of log base 10 only. Log base 10 of 1 is 1. Log base 10 of 2. Let's understand what is the value of log base 10 of 2. Anyone here? Anyone in the chat box? Log base 10 of 2. One simple trick I'll tell you. Firstly, put point, 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 and point. Right? Now, because it is 2, add 1, that will become 3. 3 add 1, that will become 4. 5 add 1, that will become 6. 7 add 1, that will become 8. Right? Okay? Okay, everybody? Now, let's add more values, because you can't just add 0.3, 0.4. You need to have after decimal at least 3 digits you should know. So it is 0, 1, then it is 7, 7, then it is 9, 7, then it is 4, 5. Okay? Yes, everybody? Yes, everybody? Okay, students, 0.301, 0.477, 0.697 and 0.845. Right? This I told you, add one number. Then this you can 01779745. 01779745. That's it. Right? So if you remember these values, you can calculate log of anything. Log base 10 of anything. You just need to remember how many values. This is even so easy. In reality, you just have to remember 1, 2, 3, 4 values of log. Right? If I add this and this also, you just have to remember 6 values of log. Right? Now I'll tell you, you will say that, ma'am, here we have calculated log base 10 of 1. We have calculated for 2, we have calculated for 3. What about 4? What about 6? What about 8? What about 9? Right? So let's see. Okay, one by one, let's calculate. If I talk about log base 10 of 4. Now, properties we will use here. Right? Now we will start using the properties here. If I told you log base 2 will be is equals to 2 square, right? So whenever something is in power, now we will apply the property. Can I write it as this will be 2 log base of base 10 of 2. Log 2 is nothing, that is 0.301. So answer will be equals to 0.601. So the answer, the value for log 4 is 601. Okay, guys, understood? Yes, everybody. The value of log 4 we have calculated. Similarly, you can calculate the value for log 4 as well, log 6 as well you can calculate, right? Now log 6, 3 into 2 is 6, right? So what we will write, log of 3 into 2, that is equals to log of 3 plus log of 2. Ma'am, how it is equal? I have taught you this property here, that log of m into n is log of m plus log of n, right? So that we will apply here. That is log of 3 into 2 is log of 3 plus log of 2, right? So directly you can answer this, that if this is log 3 value is 0.477 plus log 2 is 0.301, right? Add this and you will get your answer, right? Okay, now let's talk about log 5 we have, 7 we have. Let's talk about log 8. Log 8 will be equals to log of 2 cube. So can I write it as 3 log of 2? So answer can be 3 into log 2 is 0.301 and you will have your answer for log 8, right? Now, what is the value of, ma'am? Log 9. Log 9. Log 9 is nothing but log of 3 into 3, right? So you can also write it as 3 square. If you write 3 into 3, it will be log 3 plus log 3. If you write it directly, log of 3 square. 3 square. The answer will be 2 into log 3. 2 multiplied by log 3 is 0.477 and that will be your answer. Clear, everybody? Okay, students? Yes, everyone? Is that clear or not? So that is your log 4, log 6, log 8 and log 9, right? Log 10 value, we know that. So till now, if you remember these values, you can easily calculate the value of log 1 to log 10, right? Similarly, you can calculate the value of log 11 also. But ma'am, 11 is not multiplied. We don't have any two numbers which after multiplication will give us 11. So that means I am talking about the prime numbers, right? Numbers which are, if I just write here, prime numbers. Prime numbers. And what are these numbers? These numbers are like, if I talk about, let's say after 10, if I talk about 11, that is not multiplication of any two numbers. It's 11 into 1 is 11. Any other number is not equal to 11 after multiplication. 12, 6 into 2 is 12. 13, no number can give you 13. 14, 7 into 2, 14. We know the value of log 7. We know the value of log 2 also. What about log 15? 15 is also 5 into 3. We know the value of log 5. We know the value of log 3. We can calculate log 15. What about log 16? 8 into 2. Log 17 also we can't calculate just easily. Right? Log 18 is also 9 into 2. Right? Log 19 is also we can't calculate directly. Right? 20 we can calculate log 10 into 2. Right? That means these, right? This I have given you just one simple number here. Right? These you can't calculate very, very easily. Right? Now, what we will do here? Now, beta, what we will do here? This is your log. Okay, I'll tell you only about log 11. Rest of this you can do for yourself. Okay, Chala, I'll also give you one hint about log 13, right? Now, if I talk about log 11, what is log 11? What you will do whenever you have to calculate log of a prime number, you will take one number less, that is log of 10. You will take one number more, that is log of 12, divided by 2. That is going to be the value of log 11, right? Log 10 is 1. Log 12 you can calculate easily, right? Log 10 is 1 and log 12 is 6 into 2 by 2. That means it will be 1 plus log of 6 plus log of 2. What is 6? 6 is 3 into 2. Right? So can I say it will be log of 3 plus log of 2. 2 times log of 2. Because log of 2, or you can easily write it like this, no? 3 multiplied by 4. 4 into 3, 12. So you can also write it like this. Log of 3 plus log of 4. Log of 4 is nothing but it is 2 square. That will be 2 log 2, right? So answer is going to be 1 plus log of 3 plus 2 into log of 2. So you can calculate it. 1 plus log of 3 is 0.477 plus 2 into 0.301. And hence you can easily answer your question for log of 11, right? Now, if they give you log of 13, let's see, log of 13 is given to you. What you will say, this is log of one number less is 12 and one number more is 14 divided by 2. That is log of 13. Similarly, log of 17 is one number less, that is log of 16 plus one number more, that is log of 18 divided by 2. Right? Again, if they ask you log of 19, anything you can calculate here, right? By the way, let me tell you, if they want to take some revenge from you again in 2026, then only they will give you some these kind of logs. Otherwise, they will give you simple logs only, which will be not prime numbers. It will be either 14 or either 16, so that easily you can calculate that, right? It's like 19, that will be log of 18 plus log of 20 divided by 2. Okay? Yes, everybody, if that thing is clear, then let me know in the chat box so that we can do some questions of log. Right? Let us do some questions of log. Right? Let's say if I ask you in the question, it is given to you log of 1600. There is some 16, or let's say they have given you log of 16 multiplied by Okay, they have given you 1.6 multiplied by 10 raised to power 8. This log they have asked. And these kind of values only you will see in the numericals. These kind of values will be there. Right? Now, first you have to convert it. This is 1 decimal here. This is 10. Right? So, can I write it as 16 multiplied by 10 raised to power 7? Because 10 will come to this side. That is 8 minus 1. That is 7. Right? Now, after this, this is a multiplication. So, can I write log of 16 plus log of 10 raised to power 7? Right? Now, if you see this here, log of 16 is nothing but it is log of 8 multiplied by 2. And this is nothing but this is the power. Power will come in front. This will be log of 10. Right? Now, we know that log base 10, 10 is 1. Right? So 1 multiplied by 7, right? This is log of 8 plus log of 2. Log of 8 is what? Log of 8 is 2 cube, right? So can I just write it as 3 into log of 2 plus log of 2. That will become 4 into log of 2. So I'll just directly erase and write it as 4 of log of 2, right? Plus 7, that will be equals to 7 plus 4 into 0.301, and that will be your correct answer, right? These kind of calculations you will see in the exam, right, students? These kind of calculations you will see in the exam. Tell me in the chat box if that is clear to you or not. Everyone, let me know in the chat box if that is clear or not. Okay. Beta, I am not going to start the next thing. है ना? I am waiting for your answers. If you are lazy, I am extremely ziddi. Yes, very good. Okay, that is clear. Now, let's see this. I don't think so. You need to have more logarithm, right? That is clear, no? Now we will talk about, now let's talk about anti-log. Okay, now let's talk about anti-log. Okay, let's talk about anti-log. Anti means opposite, right? So opposite of log we are talking about. This is also called, I can write it here, right? We are going to talk about anti-log. That is also called as, log inverse, right? Log inverse. Now let's say there are equations like this. For example, this is log of Kc something 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 value you have. From the equation, they are asking you the value of Kc. This is equilibrium constant. You will study this in physical chemistry, right? Now to find out the value of log Kc, you have to take the log inverse of that value. That is that what you have calculated. For that, you should know how to calculate log inverse, right? Now, beta, this value that I'm talking about here can be positive or negative. That's the reason there are two kinds of antilogs. One is positive and one is negative antilog. So let's talk about positive and negative antilogs, right? So what is this? This is positive and negative antilog. Positive antilog, and another one is negative antilog. Negative antilog. If I talk about a positive antilog, right? In this case, the value of log inverse inside it will be positive, and in this case, the value of inside of log inverse will be negative, right? That will be negative, right? Now, let's talk one by one. Firstly, we will talk about positive antilog. Firstly, let us talk about positive antilog. Positive. Before positive antilog, should I teach you some properties of log? Firstly, you should know properties of antilog, right? Because if I teach you properties of antilog, only then you will be able to understand what exactly is this. Now tell me one thing. If I talk about log property, it was m multiplied by n is equals to log of m plus log of n. Right? Log m multiplied by n is log of m plus log of n. This will be exactly opposite. Put inverse, put inverse, put inverse. Instead of multiplication, put plus. Instead of addition, put multiplication. Totally reverse, right? Totally reverse we did here, right? So I'll just again write it. What we have is log of m multiplied by n, right, is equals to log of m plus log of n, right? Now, when we are using for antilog, what we are going to do? Instead of this plus, put, instead of this multiplication, put plus here, right? And instead of plus here, put multiplication here. That means when you have two terms which are added with each other inside the antilog, the answer will be the multiplication of these two things. That is totally inverse of what we learned in log, right? Okay, this is the property that we will use to a large extent, right? Now, this is the property that you will use. And there is one more property that we will use here. Wait a minute. Yes. One more property we'll use rarely, this log of, or I should write it in blue only. Log of, which should I take? B. Let's take this as B. This as X is equals to A, right? If I'm writing it something like this, it can also be written as, in log inverse, we can also write it as X equals to, this B will jump here, this B will push this A, this B will come to this side, and it will push this A, and it will be in the, in this power, right? Now the example I'll give you here, the example is, if let's say I have log of base 10 of 10 is equals to 1, right? So that means 10 is equals to 10 raised to power 1, okay? Or I would write some other thing. Let's say you have log of, which log should I write? Log of 10 only, I would say. So let's write it like this. Log of E, this is log of E x is equals to y, right? So here the answer would be, if you just need to, because these properties you can use somewhere, okay? So now, if you use this, I'll tell you how you're going to use this. This is log base E x. This E will be here, then answer will be x is equals to E raised to power y. Okay? Yes, everybody? Yes, students? Yes, students, is this thing clear to everybody or not? How we are going to use this? I'll tell you how you're going to use this in your antilog, right? For this, you just firstly, for now, just remember this. Whenever you have some base here, right? Okay. Let me take you now, only I'll teach you that. Firstly, tell me, you know how to use this property. This is log of B x. This B, you can also write it as, this is B, this is x. This x value will be equals to B raised to power A, right? Now, I'll tell you how to use this in antilog, right? Simple thing. Let's say you have log base 10 of x is equals to 7. Okay? Now, let's say this is some value. Log of base 10 of Kc is coming out to be 14. This is from the physical chemistry formulas you have generated this as your answer. Now they are not asking you the value of log kc. They are asking the value of kc, not log kc. Now the same thing we will use, the same property we will use, that is x will be equals to 10 raised to power 7. Okay, x will be equals to, this is the base raised to power the value, right? Okay, this is the thing that we will use in the positive anti-log, right? This is the thing that we will use in the positive anti-log, that here x will be equals to 10 raised to power 7, right? This is just another way of writing anti-log, right? Now, if you want me to write it in the way of anti-log only, I can write it like this. I can write it like this, that okay, let's say you want to say log inverse of 7, log inverse of 2, log inverse of 8, log inverse of 14, right? Whatever they ask you, the insight that you have, let's say you have 7, 2, 8, 14, will be 10 raised to power 7, 10 raised to power 2, 10 raised to power 8, 10 raised to power 40, right? I am sure that you might have learned about this thing, but this thing very rare teachers tell that, okay, this is the property from where we got this, right? Now it's not like it's only applicable. Why this thing we are doing? Because this is the property. Log base is equals to this x value is equals to a. If this is the thing, then this x value will be equals to base raised to power this power, right? Same thing we are using. If you write it in a different way, basically they are saying that if you write is log inverse of 7 is equals to 10 raised to power 7, right? How this is so? Because we know that log base to power base 10 of x is equals to 7. That means x value is equals to 10 raised to power 7. That's why we have this value as 10 raised to power 7, right? That's how we got the answer as 10 raised to power 7, right? Okay, everybody, understood or not? If this also means inverse only, right? Let's see this. You have log base 10 of x is equals to 7. What do you mean by this? X is equals to log base 10 inverse of 7. Same thing you are using, na? Log base 10 inverse of 7. Log base 10 inverse of 7 is 10 raised to power 7, right? So answer of log inverse 7 will be equals to 10 raised to power 7, right? So property is this property. This is a property that you are using, right? They can also give you in this manner, log of kc is equals to the value is given to you, find the value of kc. Log of anything, let's say log of h, log of g, log of anything is given to you, right? Mostly it would be kc or these kind of equations will be there, right? Now, in that case, either you can solve it like this, but this thing is very important for you. Whenever you solve log inverse or anti-log of anything, in reality, 10 raised to power that thing will be your answer for anti-log or log inverse. Okay? Whether the base is always 10. Yes, base is always 10. If they don't say base is 10, you have to multiply by 2.303, convert it into base 10. Because we know only how to take the values. See, from book you can calculate anything. But what we know inside our mind, right? We know only log base 10 values. We know how to calculate log base 10 values. And they will not ask you anything else, right? Okay, we are not doing proper logarithm of JE Advanced, right? We are doing just which is needed for your physical chemistry. For that, only natural log and log base 10. If they have given you natural log, convert it into log base 10 and then solve the answer, right? If it is directly given in log base 10, perfect for you, right? Okay. Okay. Beta, simple thing is, this is the property log of bx is equals to a. So this x value is equals to this a, this base will kick this base is going to push this a here, so it will be b raised to power a. This is the property of log that you have. This is the property of log that you have that we study in logarithms, right? Now, I'm giving an example. Example is log base of e is x is equals to y. So applying this formula here, x is equals to e raised to power y. Right? This is just an example I am giving you. Where we will use this property is used in, let's say they have given you log of x. If you try to solve it by this property, log of base 10 of x is equals to 7, then x will be equals to base raised to power this power, that is 10 raised to power 7. From this property, can I say that the value of log of base 10 of x is equals to 7, that means what they are actually using? They are saying find the value of x which is equals to log of base this 7. Now, I am giving you a simple trick to answer this. Then whenever you have any log inverse, or that is called antilog, and you have any value inside it, that will be equals to 10 raised to power that value, 10 raised to power that value, 10 raised to power that value, 10 raised to power that value. Right? Okay. Now, let us do full-fledged antilog. Full-fledged antilog. Let's say you have log inverse of this is 7.301. 7.301. How to solve this? Okay, so that will be equals to log inverse of. Firstly, whenever you are taking antilog or log inverse, that is the same thing, right? You have to make this into addition format. Addition format means this will be, we can write it as 7 plus 0.301. Because we know that after applying the property log of m plus n, log inverse of m plus n, if you have log inverse of m plus n, it is log inverse m multiplied by log inverse n, right? So I just need to apply this property here, that is log inverse of m is 7 plus log inverse of n is point, this will be multiplication 0.301. Tell me, do you know 7? What is the antilog of 7? It will always be, if it is a positive value, it will be 10 raised to power 7 multiplied by, what is log inverse? 0.303. Tell me, what is the value of 0.301? 0.301 is log 2, right? So can I write here log inverse? This is log of 2. Log inverse will cancel out and you will have answer as 2 multiplied by 10 raised to power 7. Right? Now, I'll solve one more value for you here. Let's solve log inverse. They can also write antilog, okay? So, you can solve it for 9 point, okay, now solve the answer. Firstly, divide it into addition, right? Log inverse, this is 9 plus 0.697, right? You have to divide it into addition. Now, what you have to apply the property log inverse, this is 9. This addition will be converted to multiplication because of the property 0.697. What is log inverse of 9? What you have to do, if you have this positive value, this will be 10 raised to power 9 multiplied by log inverse of 0.697 is what? 0.697 is log inverse of which thing? 0.697 is the log inverse of, yes, very good. 0.697 is the log inverse of 5, right? So can you directly write here 5 into 10 raised to power 9? Okay. From here also you can easily solve this, right? Now I'll tell you how to directly solve this, right? Log inverse, let's say you have 7 point, or let's say you have 5 point, okay, right? Let's say you have this value. How you will directly solve? Directly what you will write here, directly this value will be converted to 10 raised to power 5 before decimal. This is a short trick I am telling you so that you don't have to do calculation. You can do this in your brain only. But for that, you need to practice definitely. The one that is before the decimal, that will be 10 raised to power. The one that is after the decimal, take the log of that. 0.8545 is the log of which thing? That is the log of 7. Right? So just write it here 7. So answer will be equals to 7 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. Okay? Answer will be equals to 7 raised to power 1 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 5. Now let's see, you have one more question here, that is log inverse of, let's say you have, which one should I use? 12 point, okay, 301 you can use, right? You have this thing. Now before the decimal, whatever you have, that will be your 10 raised to power 12. After the decimal, whatever you have is your log value. Log 2 is 301, so this will be 2. So answer will be 2 multiplied by 10 raised to power 12 is your answer. Okay? Yes, everybody? Right? Understood? Those values, they will not give you which don't exist only. Okay, they will give you values only which actually exist, which log, in which log will exist, right? Especially for antilog, the values will be given very thoughtfully, that if you can take the antilog also or not, right? Okay. Log of 1, beta, 1, inverse of 1 will be 0, na? So answer will be 0 only in that case, right? This is the easiest way that you have, right? Otherwise, let me tell you why I don't give tricks before I give the detail, right? Because I know that you only go through tricks and in the exam you end up not solving the question. Reason being, ma'am, we only know the tricks, right? Tricks are not applied everywhere, right? Now let's talk about antilog of negative antilog. Now negative antilog is little tricky. Negative antilog. Negative antilog is little on the trickier side, right? Now understand one thing. You have any log inverse which is minus. This is minus 7, log inverse of minus 2, log inverse of minus 8, log inverse of minus 9, right? Minus 9. Answer is going to be what? See, if it would have been positive here, then the answer would be 10 raised to power 7, 10 raised to power 2, 10 raised to power 8, 10 raised to power 9. But in negative antilog, you subtract 1 from here, right? That means what I will do, this is log inverse, right? The value will be 10 raised to power, minus will be as it is. This is 7, take 1 from here, it will be 6. This is 10 raised to power minus, this will be 10 raised to power minus, this will be 10 raised to power minus. This is 2, take 1 from here, answer will be 1. 8, subtract 1, it will be 7. 9, subtract 1, it would be 8. Okay, this is the value of simple. Okay, that is whenever you have a negative anti-log, right, then you have to subtract 1, 1, 1 from each. Only the value I am telling you, I am not telling you from the whole. This negative will be as it is. You just have to subtract 1, 1 from the digit. Like 9 minus 1 is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, 2 minus 1 is 1, 7 minus 1 is 6, right? Okay. Now, let's understand that what exactly negative antilog we have studied. But now the next question, that is, ma'am, if we have something like this is very, very important, and I know this is quite tricky. So full attention on the board. Okay, this is quite tricky. This is log inverse. Let's say I need to subtract firstly, only then I can give you the value. Okay. Let me just give me a minute. Let's say you have 5.699. Okay, how to answer this? Right? Firstly, what you will do? Firstly, you will take, this is minus. Wait a minute, this will be minus. Okay. So firstly, you have to convert it into log inverse of minus 5 multiplied, because, okay, this can be written as log inverse of minus 5, and this will be minus 0.699. Right? That would be the answer. है ना? So what you will do here, right, rather than directly solving this, now I'll tell you what you have to do here. This is minus 5, this is log inverse of minus 0.699. But is it exactly 0.699? So let's see how to do this, right? I'll just directly tell you what is the digit here, because 1 you have to subtract from here. Reason being, if you subtract from 1, only then you will get this full value, right? Now, this is before the decimal, this is after the decimal. Okay. So, before the decimal is minus 5. After the decimal is, you will say, ma'am, minus 6.699. But the value that you have after the decimal, you will subtract 1 from here. Right? 1 minus 0.699. Okay. This is minus 5. This is 1 minus 0.699. So what is the value of log inverse of this thing? Log inverse of this minus 5. That is going to be 10 raised to power minus 4. Right? What is the value of this? This is going to be 0.301. What is the value of log inverse of 301? That is 2. So answer will be equals to 2 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 4. Okay? हाँ, plus 6 minus 0.301. हाँ. Absolutely right. Just a random video. We can write it as that. I don't want to like get into, because what will happen if you start visualizing is it plus 6 minus 0.301. That would be the answer if you answer this. But what will happen in this case? Students might get, confused here. So rather than this, what we will use, we will directly use this thing that before the decimal is minus 5, that is equals to 10 raised to power minus 4. And after the decimal, you will subtract from 1 here, that is going to be 2. So answer will be 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4. Right? Okay? ठीक है जी? No. Ma'am, can we write it as plus minus 6? Beta, why you need to complicate the things? Okay, I am giving you an easy method. This is before the decimal, take it here. This is after the decimal. Before the decimal, 10 raised to power minus 4. After the decimal is this. Right? Okay. Yes, everybody. Wait a minute. I think. Wait a minute. Oops. I think we did a mistake here. Yes. We did a mistake here. This is positive. No, this was negative. You don't have to subtract. You have to add. Only that's why the answer is coming out to be wrong. Wait a minute. This is 10 raised to power. Students, correct this. This we have to add. Okay. We have to add 1 here. Add 1 here. So this will be 10 raised to power minus 8. This will be 10 raised to power minus 3. It is 10 raised to power minus 9. This is 10 raised to power minus 10. Okay. This is not to be subtracted. This is to be added. Please mark it. This is to be added. Add plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 here. Okay. Right. Okay. This is 1 is added, not subtracted. I just missed it, right? I think I need to correct it as well. This will be 10 raised to power minus 6. This will be 10 raised to power minus 6 here, right? And if you talk about this thing here, okay, only one we have done na till now. Okay, thank God we have done just one here, right? Now, the one that you are saying that, ma'am, can we do it like this? Ma'am, can we do it like, ma'am, 6 minus 6.301? See, you are just making it more complicated. That's why I'm not asking you to do it this way. Okay? I'm rather giving you a simple way that whatever you have before the decimal, you take the log inverse of that thing, right? And after the decimal, you subtract 1 from here, right? And you will get your answer. Let's say you have one answer that is one question that is log inverse, that is minus of 7 point, what we should use. Let me just subtract 1 from there. You can use 303, right? Now, if you answer this, everybody, let me see who is going to answer this. Let me see who is going to answer this. Before the decimal, what you have? This is after the decimal. Okay? Before the decimal is log inverse of minus 7. That means you can add it. It will be 10 raised to power minus 8. Right? After inverse, you have, this will be log inverse of which thing? 1 minus 0.303. Right? That is nothing but log inverse of 0.697. Right? If you solve it, the answer would be log inverse of log 5. So I can directly write it as 5. So answer will be 5 into 10 raised to power minus 8. Okay. Yes, everybody. Okay. Okay. Yes. Chal. I think that's it. What you need to understand for log, anti-log and log, right? And more you practice, more you will be able to understand this, right? Okay. Now, let us talk about the graphs. Okay. Let us talk about the graphs. So basically there are, if you talk about graphs, right, there are basically two types of graphs that you have, right? One, two. One is linear graph, other is non-linear graph. Non-linear graphs. Linear graphs are the one like you have, let's say this is x, these are the x's and these are the x's, right? Linear graphs are, it can be like this. Linear graphs, I'll just draw it like this here. Linear graph can be like this, which is not parallel, it's a straight line. It cannot be parallel to x-axis or y-axis. It can be parallel to x-axis. It can be parallel to y-axis. That is your linear graph. Non-linear graph is something which can go like this. It can go like this. It can go like this. This. This is our linear graph. It can go like this. It can go like this. Anything it can be. That is a non-linear graph that you have. Right? Okay. Now, let's talk about non-linear graphs you have, linear graphs you have. But ma'am, what we can learn from here, that if you talk about, let's say, one graph I am drawing here, right? I'll just draw this graph constantly. I'll just copy paste this slide only so that I don't have to draw it again and again, right? Okay. Now, let's talk about this graph here, right? In this graph, if this graph is, let's say, parallel to x-axis, right? Here it is x-axis and this is y. I'm just telling you what are the types of graphs that you will see. One will be parallel to x-axis. When any graph is parallel to x-axis, what you can define here, that in these kind of graphs, y is going to be constant. Y is going to be constant and x is variable. X is variable. That means as X is increasing, Y is like constant. It has no relation with X, right? Y is constant even when X is increasing. X is increasing, that you can study from this graph, right? Now, let's suppose that I am saying that it is parallel to y-axis. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. Now, if I am saying the graph is parallel to y-axis, whenever the graph will be parallel to y-axis, and you know, graph will always be y versus x. It can never be x versus y. Always you will see y versus x only, right? So here we can see that parallel to y-axis means which is constant? X is constant with respect to y. That means even after changing the value of y here, X is becoming constant. These kind of graphs you will study in thermodynamics, right? Now, third kind of graph that I taught you is this kind of graph. That is the most important graph, right? And if you ask me, ma'am, this is y-axis, this is x-axis, and here the equation of this graph is y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to mx plus c. Now here you should know the variables here. What is m, what is x? So m is the slope. M is the slope. That is also equals to tan theta. Now who will tell me what is tan theta? Tan theta is the concept of trigonometry, right? Trigonometry concept it is. This is theta. Theta is to x-axis, what is the inclination, right? How much inclined is the this graph? How much inclined with respect to the x-axis? That is called slope. That is represented by m. That is equals to tan theta. That is equals to tan theta, right? Now, if you talk about this tan theta here, and what is this c? This c is represented the intercept. C is representing the intercept, right? What is the intercept? Intercept, ma'am? Don't worry, we will talk about that. What is the intercept? Firstly, let's talk about this slope here, right? Firstly, let's talk about what is tan theta. Okay? This is Pandit Badri Prasad, Har Bhole, Sona Chandi Tole. So tan theta is perpendicular by base. This is this perpendicular and this is the base, right? Now, beta, for all the NEET aspirants, see, for NEET aspirants, they don't expect that you should know the value of tan theta for everything, right? Either they will give you the value of tan theta, that they can give you in the question. If they want to increase the level, they can give you the value of tan theta. Let's say its value they have given you like under root 3. They have given the value 1 by under root 3. They have given you the value 1. They have given the value minus 1. This they will give you in the exam. In the exam, they will give you this value, right? They don't expect you to know the value of tan theta, right? If you know, then that's great. Like tan 45 is 1. That you should know, right? If you know, then nothing can be better than that, right? Now, but they don't expect. This you should definitely know that tan theta is equals to y by x. Now, y by x, maybe they don't give you the value of tan theta. Maybe they will not give you the value of slope. Maybe they will give you some value of this x, some value of this y. Can you calculate the value of tan theta from there? Yes, because tan theta is equals to y by x. You know the value of y, you know the value of x, put this and you will get the value of tan theta. That is the first thing to remember. Second thing is, ma'am, if you talk about this slope here, if I talk about this slope here, right? This slope, I'll just draw some graphs here, or in one graph only I'll tell you, right? In this graph only I'll draw something and you have to tell me what is, how slope is going to be negative or positive here, right? Wait a minute. So I'll draw this graph here, right? If this much you know, that is enough, right? If I draw this graph, theta is with x-axis. If this is number 1 graph, this is number 2, this is number 3, right? This is going to be theta 1, this is going to be theta 2, this is going to be theta 3. Now we know that theta 1 is less than 90 degree, theta 2 is equal to 90 degree, and theta 3 is greater than 90 degree. Now tell me where the slope will be positive, where the slope will be negative, where the slope will be infinity, right? And if let's say you have 0 degree angle, you have like, it is like this, it is like this. It has 0 degree angle here, right? Even here, if it is like this, right? Even like this. Can you see the slope is 0 in this case? Can you see the slope is 0? Whenever it is parallel to x-axis, the slope is going to be 0. So can I write here, whenever it is parallel to x-axis, slope is going to be 0. There is 0 slope, like no inclination is there. It is parallel to x-axis, right? When it is parallel to y-axis, that means slope theta with x-axis is going to be 90 degree. Then slope will be infinity. If some mountain is like this, you can't climb over there. So it is infinity slope, right? And if you talk about slope is, if the slope is less than 90 degree, you can just directly say that if the theta is less than 90 degrees, slope is negative, right? If theta is equal, slope is equal to infinity. And if slope is greater than 90 degree, like in theta 3, then slope will be, if theta is greater than 90 degree, then slope will be equals to positive here, right? Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody. Now, let's draw one more thing and let's talk about intercept. Okay. Now, I'm going to just copy paste this slide here and let's talk about intercept here, right? I'm deleting everything regarding slope, right? Let's talk about the next concept, that is intercept. Now, if I see this here, one thing you will see here is either the line could be like this, it could be like this, it can also be like this. Can you tell me in 1, 2, 3, what is the intercept, positive, negative, or 0? Intercept, if you talk about intercept is point at where it touches y-axis. Slope is, we are talking about with respect to x, what is the angle, right? Intercept is in y-axis where it is touching. So here it is touching the y-axis here. So that means intercept of 1 is going to be positive, right? I can just write it here. Intercept of 1 is going to be positive. Here it is passing from origin. That means here intercept of 2 is going to be 0. If here, can I see that if I extend this line here, if I extend this line here, if I extend this, and if I extend this line here, if I extend, if I extend this line here, okay, if I extend this line here, can I see that the slope is, the intercept is passing through the, it is touching the negative axis of y-axis. That means here the intercept is negative. Okay. So you need to answer that where the intercept is positive, negative, or 0. That's how you will answer whether the intercept is positive, negative, or 0. So guys, that was about your first thing, that is your this graph, this kind of graph, that is a straight line graph which is not parallel to x-axis or y-axis, which is y is equals to mx plus c. That is enough for you to know, right? Rest of this we will do in the classes, right? Because you need to also see the equation to understand that how you will apply this. But this equation and intercept and slope concept you should know before, right? Now, if I talk about a concept called y is equals to 1 by x, or if I talk about y is equals to 1 by x square, right? This kind of graph, if you draw this kind of graph, if you put the value, if I put x is equals to 1, y will be 1 by 2. X is equals to 2, y will be, wait a minute, x is equals to 1, y is 1, x is equals to 0, y will be 0, y will be infinity. Right? If this is x, this is y. If x is 0, y is infinity. X is 1, y is 1. X is 2, y is 1 by 2. X is 3, y is 1 by 3. X is 4, y is 1 by 4. That means if I draw it like this, 1, 2, 3, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. If you try to draw this, you will get an idea that x is 0. When x is 0, y is infinity. That means it will start from here. If x is 1, y is 1. It will come to this side. Then if you see x is 2, y is 1 by 2. That means it is actually going like this. Wait a minute. If x is 2, y is 1 by 2. Yes. Y is here now 1 by 2. Okay. If x is 3, if x is 2, y is 1 by 2, it will be somewhere here. X is 3, y is 1 by 3, it will be somewhere here. And it will keep like this. So you will see a graph like this when you plot this. Right? You don't need to get into all the mathematics. So I'm going to erase this. You just know that when two things are inversely proportional, the graph is going to be, if this is x and this is y, the graph is going to be something like this. The graph is going to be something like this. Okay, students? Yes, everybody? Yes, everybody? Right? Now, if you talk about the graph of y is equals to 1 by x, that is exactly the same, but you will see one thing. If I put x and y here, if I put x is equals to 0, y is infinity. If I put x is equals to 1, y is 1. Till here, everything is same. That means to a certain point, it will be same. Let me draw it again. If I am drawing it like this, it should be something like this. Okay. Now, if I am drawing the other graph with red line, it will be parallel, it will be same as this, but at x is equals to 2, it will change. When x is 2, y will be 1 by 4. When x is 3, y will be 1 by 9. That means it is, when I talk about this graph, at this point, y was 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Now it is 1 by 9. That means it is even steeper here. So that means here, this graph will be like this. After 2, it will start changing. After 2, it will start changing further. So you can say that this pink graph is y is equals to 1 by x and this red graph is y is equals to 1 by x square. Right? Ma'am, what we need to know for chemistry, you just need to know one thing, that the graph of x is equals to 1 by y and the graph of x is equals to 1 by x square, that is exactly the same graph. That is exactly the same graph. Okay? Now, let us see the last graph here, that is hyperbola kind of graph. Okay? So let's talk about y is equals to x square. If it is directly, these graph you will rarely, like I don't think so you will even use this in chemistry, right? But still, I am teaching you this just for to be safe, right? Now, if this is your graph, right? If you have y is 1, right? If guys your y, the one which has less power, that will have the, in that area, the mouth will be open. It means it will be like this. It means it will be like this. Okay. Let's say you have, let's say you don't have this. Let's say you have x is equals to y square. Let's say you have x is equals to y square. Now the mouth of x is open. So that means it will be like this. It will be like this. Okay. No, I don't think so. You have any equation in chemistry which is like this. The rarest of rare equation is like this. Mostly you will use, mostly they will ask you a straight line graph, that is y is equals to mx plus 6, or to make it, if they want to make it difficult, they can ask you y is equals to 1 by x and y is equals to 1 by x square. This also is very much used in your chemistry, right? Okay. Then there is one graph related to exponential that we should know, right? There is one graph related to exponential that we should know, right? Let's say you have a graph which is y is equals to e raised to power x. This also we will use in chemical kinetics, right? Here simply it is exponential growth, means growth to a next, like it is increasing with very small amount of x, a big amount of y is increasing, right? So here what will happen? It will be like this. Exponentially it will increase, right? And these all things we will apply in chemistry. This graph we will apply in chemistry, in chemical kinetics. This we will apply, and this is, so no doubt how much time we are going to apply y is equals to mx plus 6, mx plus c. Okay, students, so that was about the graphs, right? I hope so that is clear to everyone here, right? Okay. Okay, students, I hope so that is clear to everybody here, right? So now you all students, this is our Vedantu NEET English channel, right? You can subscribe to this channel so that you get to know the live sessions. For class 11 topics, we go live at 6 p.m. and for class 12 topics, we go live at 8 p.m., right? And one more thing, that the IV SAT scholarship program is right now open for all the students, which is totally free of cost. That is Instant Vedantu Scholarship Aptitude Test. And in the test, if you get good marks, you can avail up to 90% scholarship here, right? And we are providing all the droppers and repeaters out there. We are providing you guaranteed rank improvement, or your 100% fees refund will be there. You can visit our center in Bangalore, JP Nagar, or you can also, this is the contact number, you can talk to the counselor, you can meet the teachers, right? And students, if you're like studying, if you're living away from Bangalore, then don't worry about that, because we have our centers throughout the India. It's Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Punjab, Maharashtra, Delhi, Bihar, Odisha, Rajasthan, Pondicherry, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh. All over India, our institutes are there. All you have to do is get enrolled to it and achieve your dreams with Vedantu, right? The link is in the description. You can go and check that out, right? I'll just see that. I'll just show you that. This is in the description box here, right? It is here. Explore our offline center. Book a visit now. Click here and you will be enrolled here. Start early. This is our repeater with 90% scholarship. You need to click here and like fill in your details. Otherwise, the test is completely free of cost, right? And for those students who are looking for a good batch for NEET 2026, then students, we have DNA batch now. You can click here. That is prime course DNA batch for NEET 2026 aspirants, where students, we are taking the live classes daily. You can see the students, how much in detail we are teaching them. Every single doubt is taken in the class. Quizzes are being done in the class. Leaderboards are shown. DPPs are provided. Tattva modules are given. Even Tattva module sessions are taken by the teachers. And after like completion of every single chapter, we conduct sessions like where we solve the questions from our modules of Vedantu. Even previous year question, not only for NEET but also for AIPMT or AIEEE, AFMC, AIMS, all these previous years are questions are taken so that you can have a thorough understanding of the concept. We can be aware of whatever is going to happen in NEET 2026 so that we can get ready for that. And students, one more thing you can also get to know here. I have also made up one very, very important video on NEET 2026, right? You can see this here, right? You can see this latest pattern. You can go and check that out. That will be very, very helpful for all of you, right? Okay. So that's all, students. Now I want all of you, I'm going to give you one homework here, and I want all of you to answer your homework in the comment section. That is, you have to calculate log of 2.845, right? You have to answer log inverse of minus 5.697. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just see if that is correct. Wait a minute, students. 1 minus. Okay. Let us see who is going to answer these two questions in the comment section. That is your homework. And I will be waiting for your homework in the comment section. Okay. Let us see who is going to answer this. Right. Okay. Okay then, students. Bye bye. Take care. See you all in the next class. Bye bye.